Good morning and welcome to another thrilling railway photography video. I'm Andrew and I'm out doing more railway photography, this time in West Yorkshire near Castleford and Methley. And I'm starting here at Whitwood Junction. It's near Castleford. The line round to the left is the old York and North Midland down to Normanton, and the line round to the right is the old York and North Midland round to Methley Junction. And it's this line round to Methley Junction that I'm going to have a look at today. The TransPennine line out of Leeds going up to York is closed, so there's extra trains along here. There's a number of TransPennines with a bit of autumn colour in the trees. I thought it'd be an opportunity to try and get some TransPennine trains on a fairly unusual route. I'm walking on the trackbed of the old Lancashire and Yorkshire Methley Junction to Nottingley line, which runs pretty much parallel with the existing Methley Junction to Whitwood Junction line. And there's an opening here with a view of the line. Well, there's a nice view between these bushes of the line over there, but the sun is at the wrong side of the line. This old trackbed runs parallel with the railway line, offering quite a few nice views, but the sun is fairly bright and it's completely at the wrong side, so I think it's going to create some photographic challenges today. Oh, it is. Nice looking train, nice gap, nice colour in the trees, but very shadowy. From the old Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway trackbed, there's this path across the fields which takes us to a foot crossing, which I think is worth an explore. Right, it'll be a lovely little spot, will this? I can do the good old sun over the shoulder, front three quarter of a train approaching round this bend. It does actually make quite a nice view, actually, quite a nice shot with the sun over the shoulder. It picks out the viaduct over the River Calder on the old Lancashire and Yorkshire line, which we're going to go walk on that shortly and see what the view is like from that over the river. But nice bend for the train, a signal gantry that can be incorporated in it. This old post, I guess it used to have a warning sign on that at one time. I can build all those into the shot somehow. And I'm sure there's a shot looking the other way as well, maybe with a signal. This sign, another sweeping bend with the trees. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a shot looking the other way too. Well, that was a busy few minutes there. Quite a few trains in about 5 minutes. One more shot from here that I'm going to do. I've read that sign and it says warning, increase to train traffic. Well, they're not kidding today. It says between March 23 and December 26 this route will be used for frequent diversions, increasing the number of trains running. Mostly TransPennine, I would guess. So I thought I'd get a TransPennine with that sign and let it tell a story. So that's it. One shot and then we're going. I want to now head over the fields to the viaduct on the Lancashire and Yorkshire line, looking towards a viaduct on this North Midland, North Eastern Railway line as well. So looking down the River Calder. So that's the next point. So I've made it onto the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway Viaduct, which has a nice view of the York and North Midlands North Eastern Railway Viaduct over the River Calder. Well, the river's fairly quiet, makes a nice reflection. And there's a 66 going into Hunslet, Tyne Yard I think it might be, going that way. So I'll probably get the 66 if it's a light engine. It's down as a light engine, so back of the locomotive reflected in the river. That's where I'm going to set up for now. We've got 3 more trains going towards Castleford that's on the diagram, and the 4th train is a cement from Hunslet to Oxwell Mains. That'll be worth hanging on for. I don't know that I should run over to the foot crossing that I was on and get a train coming round the bend with the sun on its nose, or go for a shot. I was hoping for a reflection, but that barge has buggered up the stillness of the water, so we've lost that beautiful reflection that we had. So it's that dilemma time. Do I go for a backlit shot on the bridge, or go for a sun over the shoulder, front 3/4 of the freight coming round the bend? Dilemma time. Right, I've decided to stay here and suffer the consequences of a shadowy, dark freight train rather than one beautifully lit and front 3/4 coming round the bend. I'll suffer the consequences of that, because it's just coming out of Leeds now. But we've got a few minutes and I've got a story to tell you. It's always good to research the lines that I'm about to photograph. And this one was the old Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway from Methley Junction, and it went across to Nottingley and joined the Nottingley line down to the junction with the East Coast Main Line just north of Doncaster, which was historically where the Great Northern Railway ended. There's some saying about the Great Northern Railway started in London and ended in a field just north of Doncaster. Well, it did, but it joined on effectively with this line. This got to Methley Junction and it could pick up the Midland line then into Leeds, and it would give the first London to Leeds direct route via the East Coast Main Line and let the Great Northern get into Leeds. Now, the agreement was with the Midland, because the Midland line would come from Normanton into Leeds. The Midland had asked the Great Northern, promises that you won't build a station in Leeds. Anyway, the Great Northern didn't. They didn't promise that. So on the eve of the first train that was about to go along this line to Methley Junction and into Leeds, the Great Northern sent a light engine out for Doncaster, suspecting foul play by the Midland. And they rightly were, because the night before the first train was supposed to run, the Midland had disconnected the points at Methley Junction, and it became known as the Methley Junction incident. Thankfully, the train, there was no derailment or anything, but it's quite fascinating the stories that go on. We're here on a beautiful sunny day photographing modern trains, but there's so much history that lives and breathes in all these old structures and all these old lines, and the number of lines that's around here is incredible. So that was it. That's that little story. Better get set up for this freight train. So this point is about as close as you can get to Methley Junction, just on top of that bridge pretty much. It's where the Midland line goes round to Normanton, the Lancashire and Yorkshire that we've been walking on, and the York and North Midland from Whitwood all come together at Methley Junction. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this little walk out through West Yorkshire. And as ever, thank you for watching, and I shall see you on the next video. Cheers, bye bye.